All right, we're good? Okay. Welcome to the Tuesday, March 10th, 2026 Board of Selectmen's meeting. It is Election Day. I'd like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we have any public input? Okay, seeing none. Approval of the minutes. We have minutes from Wednesday, February 25th. So both of you guys have had a chance to read them.
Yes. I make a motion that we approve the minutes in content.
I'll second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Appointments. Police station update. Hillwell Construction. One not.
So right now, we are through the drywall hanging stage. We are working on final coats of joint compound. We'll be moving into primer next week, along with the base coats of paint and getting our perimeter paint set up for suspended ceilings to go in. And so that'll take the next 2 to 3 weeks. And then we'll be diving back into like finishes, doors, trim, and install, so that we can get in, we can finish paint, we can do finish flooring. So next couple weeks is pretty basic, a lot of moving parts with different contractors coming in. And then we're finalizing today's sidings back on site to finish out the corner of the building, so that's all.
So that's structurally that's been put back together?
That's all put back together, correct.
Okay. It's been insulated and sheetrocked, that corner?
That corner actually gets plywooded for FRP, so it's Jack going down to inspect, and then we'll be able to insulate and plywood it. And then FRP will go on final, and then we'll oxy up to the FRP. So
good.
Yeah, everything's in really good shape. A lot of moving parts going on down there. But a lot
Yeah,
of
I
things
stopped
coming
in,
together.
not much lighting. I'm wondering how they're doing joint compound without any lights.
So they will go through a final coat during sanding and utilize light. So it's pretty standard. It has become much darker in there.
Yeah.
And a lot of what they're doing is they're chasing each other with singular lights and getting in and out of rooms. But yeah, temp lighting could be a little bit better, but I don't think it's not going to be a long-term issue, because once the grid is hung, we got to put lights and the HVAC diffusers in, and that'll allow us to
Where
continue.
any of the outlets lie?
Not our line right now. We're all working off of the 10 panel. So, and electrician is stopping in and kind of starting to convert some of that over as we go. It's just more of a on his time deal than ours, which works for what we're doing. We're not looking for anything crazy. That's how everyone's kind of handling the mechanical room right now. So they're dropping in 1 or 2 days a week to kind of put the mechanical room together. Great use of time. We don't need it up and running right now. We have a long ways to go until we get there, but it kind of keeps us pushing forward without devoting an entire week to somebody being in the way. It's such a small room.
Right by where that manhole is in the draft, become quite a mud hole.
That is off right now, and Jim's team is sending out stone to take care of that one soft spot.
Yep. They should be there now.
Yeah, the truck was on its way when I walked in. So
I was in there the other day and I saw those fibrous panels in the lobby. Is that the ballistic?
that is the ballistic panels. So those went up, installed, and they're covered and getting finished now. So those came in time. They were a little bit staggered from everything else. They came about 2 weeks later than the drywall, but we were able to get them in. And those guys are going to finish that on schedule, so everything will get primed at one time. And then there's a couple pieces and everything with the PD for them to understand what the level 3 can do. So everything's in great shape. I have a few things to present for it. This is a change order from Glass Pro for the value of $696. This is to integrate their frame and closure with the electric strike from Night Security. We had prepped for an electric strike. It was not the one that Night Security was proposing, so we have to just change out the mechanism. So that's the Glass Pro change order.
I'll move that we accept the change order from Glassbrook for $696.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sign this, Oliver, President?
No, I'll hand it back to Audrey. We have our own change that we do to send it back. The next one I have is the door order. This has been confirmed on site. These are the non-ballistic doors and the doors that have not been ordered. So the 2 exterior doors, 2 doors going into the garage, and the doors going into the detention area. Those doors are all ordered separately. These doors are the ones that will get you into bathrooms, closets, evidence. What they are they are a 1 3/8 door, solid core, with the profile that was selected by Jessica Stockman. We did she called out a couple different specifications on suppliers that offered the same profile. They offered a longer lead, or they had a longer lead time, and they were more expensive. So we value engineered back to just a solid core prime door. 1 3/8 is going to be a little bit thicker than your normal door, so we have a little bit of thickness there. And then ball bearing hinges as opposed to just the pin hinge, and they are oil rub bronze rehung to match the hardware that we'll get at the end. Coming through Brosco through Hammond Lumber for $6,335.93, and those are like a 3 or 4 day lead time. So that is the door order that's been confirmed for accuracy.
I don't have my projected costs. What did we project the cost for the doors?
We were about $11,000 to $12,000 with hardware, and with the hardware that was specified, we should be under that.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we accept the change orders to the interior doors for,
$6,335.93.
thank you.
I'll second. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
The next one is request for payment for covenant security equipment. These are the folks that provided the bullet resistant doors and jams. This is just requesting final payment because those are shipping. We have a discussion with them. I'm looking for them to hold 10% and have a check on delivery with 10% value. So releasing up to 90 ahead of time, handing them the check for 10% upon its arrival at the site. So that's all this is, and that.
And we've
there's
already
no change.
agreed on this amount, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's all.
Yeah, just one. This is everything's come across my desk the last day.
Flooring. So upon receiving the flooring selections from Stockman Designs, we were able to go floor by floor. We've already awarded epoxy to GS Bolton, so that's been solved. Everything that's not epoxy, we did reach out to Heckman's Flooring in Wolfboro. Fantastic individuals, and this is a furnish and install price where the carpet tiles, the vinyl planks, and all the cove base to go around, and they are $21,160. And I would recommend moving forward with Heckman's as a local contractor where square footage costs come up to be an industry standard.
Yeah, I've worked with Heckman's before, on numerous occasions, including at the county for us. Have they seen the condition of the flooring there and know that there's going to be a lot of prep work?
Yes, they walked through, and that's why they actually carried $500 for additional printing concrete. But we did walk them through. That's why I haven't presented anything to date. We shared with them. We got material pricing. Their material pricing that they're putting forth within this proposal is the same material pricing that I can get going direct from them. So they're not making any market product. But yeah, they did do a walkthrough. I wanted them to do a walkthrough prior to award.
Good. Yeah, I'll move this for Heckman's Flooring for $21,160.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Central Fence and Deck. So we've been working with Central Fence and Deck. They're out of Somersworth, New Hampshire. I personally have worked with them on multiple fence projects. We're looking at them to buy a garage. And in doing so, we had to come up with a way to anchor the fence floor structurally without being worried about the radiant. We actually came up with an epoxy design with some of their fence suppliers to utilize a base plate that gets epoxy to the floor. That help mitigate that, and then it goes to the ceiling and gets hardening at the ceiling. It is just a standard chain link fence, similar to the one that ends up in the photo here. So just really incredibly basic, but they were able to work with us to find a solution to make sure that we don't interact with radiant in a poor fashion. So we came up with a 4x4 welded plate that goes on the top, and then a 6x6 welded plate that goes on the bottom. And that bottom one is slightly larger, so we have an increased surface area for epoxy. And then it's just galvanized chain link fence. Their total to furnish and install is $2,860.56. They can meet schedule. They have the team in place that can do something different, like these welded plates and epoxies, which most fence companies we reached out to were not.
And did we put a door in the wall, or is it just solid fence?
That is a solid fence. You would have to go out through detention and then back in, or garage door to the door.
And is the fence gonna be installed before the floor is epoxied?
No, I would like to do it after. So that in the event that the fence ever gets damaged or changed, the epoxy floor is down.
Okay.
It could be swapped.
On the, plain devil's advocate, do you think that the epoxy up to it would hold it in place better?
It could certainly assist it.
Give it an extra,
It would give it, yeah, that epoxy floor is going to be an 1/8 inch thick or heavier.
Mhm.
It's definitely going to give it a ridge up against it to not want to move. We could, and I have no problem doing it that fashion. My only concern is should it ever be removed, you're left with a void. Not that the epoxy that holds this down on top of the epoxy floor would leave a residue. I'm sure something would be left behind. But I'm open to either install.
yeah, I want you to think about that a little bit more. I think my humble opinion is I think it's better to be epoxied up to it rather than underneath it.
Absolutely.
I'll defer judgment to you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, I'm kind of with Chris on the sense that go with the assumption that it's going to get damaged.
Yeah, that I feel like somebody comes in. The PD can drive very well, but I just somebody go. I don't know. I don't know what's better. My thought was that the epoxy, and then like if it gets kicked and there may be a spot and you touch it up with paint or like the colored epoxy and it goes away versus the void. But you're right, an additional 1/8 inch is substantial to holding that plate in, accompanied by what's underneath it.
But
I'll
then
make it beautiful.
somebody hits it, then you gotta, you're not only the place where the fence is, but also whatever scuffed out area comes out of the other one.
And perhaps it's a matter of like no matter what the fence gets hit, it's just going to be kind of a
Something's gonna have to be fixed.
yeah. It's not going to be a wonderful situation across the board.
So I'll move this estimate from Central Fence and Deck for $2,860.56.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I had a question. I'm wondering if it's worth asking them about doing the stockade fence between the police station and the neighbor.
Perkins?
I don't know the names.
Was that already in the plan?
I don't think it was in the plan, but it was mentioned earlier by the
I
selectmen.
mean, it's not a bad idea. I support that.
When I was looking at their website yesterday, and I don't know how long, like how close to the road and how far back, or just a certain part of the building. It was a lot of it was so they wouldn't get the lights from when the vehicle swung, right?
Yeah, lights, generator noise, all of the above.
So
I think it's something to consider.
I can mark up a civil plan and send it to Audrey and Jack, have them look at it, make sure that they feel that lineal footage is correct, and then I can have these guys price a 6 foot tall
Yeah,
wood
Yeah.
wood
I
fence.
think that would be good.
Okay,
I think it's something we should at least consider.
all right, then we can present it.
You agree?
Yeah, and I'm not certain I'd go with wood, but, yeah.
We could go with PVC. I mean, what would the PVC is obviously going to be more. So, I mean, the more composite you get,
Right.
that being
I'm
said,
just thinking
steeler's not cheap.
Future
so
maintenance.
we can look at just wood. I mean, it's existing in an area that's not going to be prominent. Yeah. the worst thing about PVC is cold weather and somebody goes by with a snowblower and blows it to pieces because it's fragile.
Nobody's gonna be driving around that side of the building. I think it's just for light and noise.
I can look at white PVC fence.
I think I read that cedar was actually better for noise dampening, and my experience with the cedar stockade was a good 15 to 20 years, but I know the PVC, in trying to clean it, sometimes it gets that green.
It gets kind of gross.
Yeah.
Plastic's not pretty.
Do we want to run two prices and see what the difference is? 'Cause I think there's going to be a substantial difference between the two of them in cost.
Sure.
And that might drive the bus on what gets
Right.
installed.
Correct.
So I'll get a price from you too, because it's all day.
Ask the question if one has an acoustic component that's better than the other.
Yeah, I will. They've done with us. They've done a lot in downtowns. So
Ladybug?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm saying no.
Don't kill them. Bad luck.
So I'll reach back out on that. I'll go back with you guys here. And then these are just an update. You guys have seen these. This was Northwind Exteriors price to repair the siding, insert rope majors, and those are just getting turned into contracts. So that's just a general update in that folder.
And the rest of the dirt work outside, I know we have to wait for the frost to go away, but
So we spoke with NR Howard last week. Had a great conversation with them. They're ready to get in here as soon as weather allows. He was going to push us up and try to start the septic system a little early, as long as he could get in here with road postings and the site wanted to cooperate.
Right.
I would prefer we get a little bit further beyond some of the frosts in the mud before getting them in there, just for tracking. And with how the front looks, I mean, it's pretty soft. That's why Jim's team's coming down to save us before we start working through
I
shifts.
just got a text from my guys, they're saying we need a whole big truckload of stone. Is that something we should go get and bring there?
well, what are the ramifications if we don't?
I don't think I can get material within the job site.
Then yes.
Right, and we should build a project for
Yeah.
that.
We gotta be able to get it.
Put it on a separate invoice.
So there was some conversation about your man that we were having on full-time.
Yes, and there was some confusion about it. So we presented that with the multiple trades coming up, both exterior and interior of the building,
What's
Um, we have a considerable need
Now
to
you gotta have-
increase the level of coordination and supervision on site use. I don't know if that could be done with the 3 weeks that we're allotted. And now I want to maintain that we maintain a fair job site at all times. So if it's like somebody that's loaning and seating, I don't want to be billing for full-time hours out there. But I would love to have the opportunity that should we end up in a situation where we're trying to coordinate flooring, painters, trim, doors, and exterior work that's going to consist of connecting to a well, connecting to a water separator, and getting a septic tank in, that we have enough time to put somebody there on site to support the folks that are on site. I feel like during rough ends through installation, and even now, there's been some misses that I think could have, having allotted more time to the job, I think would have been inverted. Like the electric strike with the door. I mean, we had the instance of is when we called them on the electric strike, the door to hook up. He came in and said, "We were unaware that you were insulating. We're not done with our problems." It's twofold. One, I guess I don't know if anybody would have ever realized they were going rough ends. It had been 10 weeks. That's kind of enough to put a security system in on a PD. And we had communicated very well that installation was coming up and deadlines were happening because Jack was reviewing and inspecting everything that was happening. So I feel like that was maybe not an appropriate comment for the scenario from them, but nonetheless, I feel like if we had a little bit more time on site, we could kind of avoid those deadlines and get this PD to a point that we can turn it over. I just worry that at some point there becomes 4 or 5 multiple trades, or within a 2-week span, we have a dozen different trades that are supposed to be in there, and it's going to require a lot more time from us to coordinate it appropriately. The alternative to that is that we run out of the time to coordinate it appropriately, and we end up in a situation where we have some down days or dead days at that site, which doesn't really benefit us in turning over the PD in a timely manner. I'm open to going at it either way. I just would love to hit it with some manpower, some coordination, and some high-end scheduling to get out of there.
Didn't we vote on this last time?
Yeah, we approved 3 weeks, $9,000, and I think my suggestion would be that we proceed with that 3 weeks, and then as this needs more time, you come back to us. I mean, I think we're amenable to the idea that
Yeah.
it needs some supervision, but we don't know what the squeeze is.
Yeah.
Is this next 3 weeks going to accomplish a lot more, and then you only need half-time, or is it going to be a full-time job for another?
So I think like this would be the perfect example. Is like you guys gave us the go ahead on the 3 weeks of full-time supervision, and we didn't take those for this week, for last week, this week, or next week. Because it just simply doesn't benefit anybody for somebody to be there for 40 hours a week watching priming go on. I need to make sure that they're there, but part of our existing contracts in place gives us plenty of time to make sure that priming folks are there, painters are there, and then leaving, moving on to another thing. We don't need to watch them. It's one paint color throughout the whole
You can start the
So-
3 week thing at any point.
Okay. And then just kind of use it.
I
And then
don't think we put a date on it. I think we just agreed to 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think we can do that. I think in fairness to you guys, I think we're probably going to need closer to 6 when that time comes. But we can start with the initial 3, check in, and then go again.
And you're going to break that up as you see fit. You're not going to do 3 weeks consecutive. But you're going to maybe do a week here, a week there, 3
Yeah.
days here, 2 days here.
Yeah, we're gonna hit it where it's applicable. And at the same time, if I can go in there and hang doors, for example, we can manage a site while hanging doors. There's not a reason
Right.
to
Do it separate, yeah.
So I think maintaining a level of fairness there is going to be incredibly important.
Okay.
But I think we just got to put some more hours in on our end to make sure that you guys are getting a product in a
Okay.
timely manner. If you're comfortable.
So this is our heads up.
Yeah, that it's about to get real busy, and that we could, if we get to the point, I'll come back to you guys. This is where we're at. This is what we did.
And
This is what we
Okay.
so.
That sounds
Fair
fair.
enough. Interior trim. Where are we on interior trim?
As far as purchasing it or install,
Install.
my team's ready to install.
Okay.
I've reached out to a couple of folks. Did you have any luck with?
No.
The only folks I had were coming out of Mass, and they were charging $80 an hour and that's more than we are. And it just takes what it is to install a door. So I know that I know that the folks that we did find in Mass didn't necessarily have a large commercial decking, and that's somebody that's installed knockdown metal frames is going to do best with the ballistic doors. And I have a team that does knock down metal frames. This will be our first ballistic job, but the principle of the install is the same. Just the material that we'll install is different. So I was going to move forward under that, and then just have you guys buy the materials so that we just miss that markup completely.
Okay.
So,
Good enough.
cool. Very good. We'll get back to work.
Thanks, Chris.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Road agent.
Can you check with what else?
Oh, I did mention we were yesterday. Yeah. It was conflicting.
Okay, thanks. Yes, sir.
So since January 1st, we've been out plowing and or treating 34 times. In between plowing and treating, we've been trying to haul in sand to restock the sand shed that was depleted in December after the ice storm. We repaired an edge of the pavement on Canaan Hill that the wind caught and tore it up. It was approximately 30 feet long. That road is actually in bad shape and is going to require some serious attention soon. We patched, cold patched Sodom Road and New Road multiple times. The cold patch just keeps coming back out during snow plowing. The road is in terrible shape. It must be paved this spring. It's bad. I don't know if you guys have seen Sodom Road, but it's coming apart like we predicted that it was. We've cut down many dead trees, and we also had a tree company come in with a bucket truck and a crane for the big monster trees. Road postings are planned for today, once you vote on it, you guys should vote on that, so we can get them up today as well. I followed up on the area in question on Senior Mill Road. Ron was very cooperative and said that the area in question was washed out last spring, and he had photos of it before he started repairing the road. He said he fixed the road to where his land was that he plans to build on. I didn't think he was responsible to go past that area. I did, I do have the pictures. I tried to print them on a photocopy. They did not come out, the colors just way off. But I do have them on my phone if you do need to see them. But you can see clearly in the springtime with the bright green grass, it was taken a year ago. Remember how much rain we had last spring? I mean, just every weekend it rained. So,
Washed it out.
yeah, I honestly believe that that's what happened, that it did wash out. I don't think he touched it. And he's very cooperative, he's like, whatever you need me to do.
There was, what I was told, and I didn't walk up there all the way, that there was some sort of bank back across the road. Did you walk up past it?
I didn't go up past that hill, no, because I thought it was just the washed out area on bottom. Because I do have a picture of the original complaint on the snowmobile,
Yeah.
and that's when we took a picture of, was that bottom washed out area.
Is he diverting any of this on the Gilbert's property?
No, I don't think so. That area in question, definitely not.
I don't think I would get it over that way.
Yeah, that would be pretty tough.
So it was the washout. Yeah, he is responsible for that road up to his house.
Not past it, yeah, correct.
Past it,
And that's just past his dress, past the edge of his driveway.
yeah.
And
And you're satisfied that it's,
well, I'm just bringing it to your attention that it was a natural
yeah.
thing that occurred. And I don't know that we'd be up there fixing it if he hadn't fixed the road either way. If he did or didn't fix the road, be up to it. Would we be up there fixing it?
Class 6.
Probably not in the-
I've never been up there to fix anything.
Unless the fire department came to us and said they put fire access up there. Like, it's gravel and ditches.
Yep. So you guys tell me you want to spend money on it, they didn't have any intentions of doing anything.
Yeah.
I don't think we could spend money on
I think you can, because I remember a long time ago, Bill Stockton said, you don't have to make it perfect, just make it accessible for a fire truck.
Especially the back road. You get North Line Road all the way up there. You may get a forest fire out there, and you have some.
Yeah, the road that we did work on once before was Federal Corner all the way over to Welland.
Yeah.
It was like, just make it so the fire truck, or not a fire truck, but some kind of fire apparatus could get through. Like cutting the trees, that kind of stuff that would cross the area. That's some of the stuff I've done in the past in Class 6. But the most important thing is voting on the weight being up today. So we can get the signs up.
Not how I feel.
I'll make a motion that we close the roads for overweight vehicles as of the 10th of March.
I'll second. Motion to be made, seconded, all those in favor? Opposed? Nay. So passes.
Move on.
Okay, well, I feel like it's probably more important this year than usual. The roads are going to come apart fast. Yeah.
And that's serious frost.
We were in Santa Barbara, but I've never seen this bad. So I think trying to keep them together the best we can makes a lot of sense.
Okay.
And how's your winter meetings? Why, I don't have a question.
I don't have one either, to be honest with you.
I don't have one.
Okay, yeah, so none of us have
There's not much left, if any.
So,
Probably not great, yes. But it's a year. And it's every week.
And we're not done yet.
Well, we're getting close.
Hopefully we're getting close, but March, you can let us know in March.
Good. Today you didn't know it.
Well, it's gonna be, I'm sure, a motion from the floor to change the budget, and we should probably get that warrant before we leave today,
Mm-hmm.
because if they're gonna change the budget, then we'll change it.
Jim, did you get my note on Lane Conrad?
I did, it's great. I actually tested, emailed you back.
I think it's great.
What was the question?
I guess someone plowed all in front of the Lochner's house and plowed like part of their driveway. I think they own two properties maybe, but someone plowed their
Yeah.
property.
So it wasn't us, but I think they're talking about the one that's right across from the access on the pond.
Yeah, the old pan.
Yeah,
I'm thinking that's what they're referring to.
yeah, that was one of the
Wasn't-
pictures she sent me. Because they had done a bunch of plantings there and someone just came in and plowed right into their yard.
I'm guessing, somebody for parking access or whatever, but certainly wasn't us.
Yeah, I'll call her back.
Yeah, without any evidence, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had tire tracks that looked like town truck tire tracks, but
Yeah, the town truck doesn't usually go up that way, so it's usually a smaller truck.
Well, you don't go through anyway.
No, we don't, but we have to plow, because they've also, the Lochner's rent a house up the road further, we have to plow up a little ways on the Lang Pond side. So they have access to their, yeah, that's been going on for 15 years.
But to hit the beach, you come back around Blue Line. You come in that way from the museum.
Yes, correct. Yeah, absolutely.
So, need a special trip to drive over to the plant.
We know better. All right, and we're friends with them, so
Thank you.
thank you.
Will you see if Dennis is out there?
is,
He is, how much, 7 minutes?
Yeah.
please.
You all ready? They're all warmed up, all right. Here we go.
Come on in, Dennis from Parks and Rec.
Setting up.
Very well, thank you.
A crowd out there, huh? That's some good stuff here. What do you want to talk about?
Whatever you want to talk about.
All right. Middle of March, we talked about Wolfville, we're gonna do something, we haven't done anything yet. The commissioners are getting a little upset. All I'm telling you is that if I had 16, 17 grand, I would make this place money. I would do it. And you know what, that person that's saving 30 bucks going to Wolfville, if they don't have the $30, you know what, they're still gonna go. Been 7 years, we all know it's a laughing stock, we're dragging our feet. What's gonna happen? That's my first issue.
Okay.
Second issue, again, I gotta go vote in Wolfville after this, and,
Did you vote here first?
huh?
Did you vote here first?
I did, yeah,
Okay.
all of it's gotta go. You know, you read those warrant articles, I don't even know. And especially the school fees, you know, you gotta be a lawyer to figure them out. So I was trying to figure out the Melbourne Wharf thing. Does that mean the money is there to let them look into it? All I'm worried about is the condition this year. Will work get done this year, or is it just gonna look at it, and if it's not gonna get done this year, can I get someone to make a berm, or at least grade the beach? That's my question to you. Dennis.
Permitting is involved with doing anything to the beach.
The what?
Permitting is involved
Yeah, right,
with anything,
and that's what the article said.
Right.
yes.
We need to engineer it, we're gonna get it engineered.
Okay, so that's step one.
That's step one, and that's what we're doing this year.
Okay,
It's
so
step
no work to be done.
No work is planned because we don't have the budget and we don't have the permits.
So if I get volunteers to do some stuff there, is that gonna be
You
okay?
can rake it all
They
day
can
long.
break it. You just can't add to it or take away from it.
Or not at a berm?
Well, if you,
If it's not at the beach, I think we need to talk to Tyler, our engineer.
Yeah,
Who's gonna do the permitting process and the design.
and that was the guy who was at the meeting.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
So let's just set up a meeting in the spring for that, because we may still approach like when a Pasaki group there, because they were gonna initially fund that.
right, yeah.
So that went away, but may come back.
But at least that rut in the beach, we can fix us up.
you can rake it all you
You
want,
can rake it, you just can't add or take away
material.
material.
But no bulldozer.
No,
Yeah, I'm glad I bought it.
no.
But I mean, hopefully we can divert the water higher up on the road.
Yeah.
We need a permit to divert the water off the road.
Yeah,
It's just when you get down to the beach that
okay, all right. Do I get a response on the Walpole thing? It's pretty silent.
So
It's on my plate.
Parks
I
and-
know you got,
On my
you
plate.
know, police station, town meetings, you got a lot on your plate.
Well, I was, budget season starts in August, and
Right.
we've just been fully focused on budget.
Oh, I
season
believe it,
since.
yeah.
But it is high on Audrey's list of things to do. It was
Okay.
high on the list of things to do last year and the year before. But,
And I could give you an hour of what I do with that 17, 16 grand.
mm-hmm,
Nurses in place, camp directors in place. Do we need a small camp? Yeah, we do, whether it's a half day or full day program. I run camps for 300 people. Tufton needs one. And we got the school, we got the camp directors, we got a nurse, we got a swimming area. And I know you're against it, we need a second-hand band. So that's all I'm saying. But I'm saying if we got 50 kids signed up at $100 for a half session, 200 for a full session, you know what, we're gonna bring in some money. So that's my issue there. And
when that comes to fruition, I would highly recommend you have a business plan.
yeah,
Create a business plan.
Okay.
Lay it all out.
yeah. Okay, sounds good. All right, what else? Okay, next issue, I'm bringing up all these issues here. I don't know if you two will get together, I don't know, I gotta have the thing, I talked to the Lovely family, they are totally blown away with the idea of maybe doing that in Olivia. She started bawling on the phone, she called me the next day, she said her husband was bawling, they're totally for it, and I know you talked about it was a good idea, but I don't wanna go forward unless I get the blessing of you guys. And like I said, I talked to them, they were, totally in favor of it.
Can you remind me, because I'm drawing a blank, I don't know what you're talking about.
Dedicated.
My idea is to dedicate the pavilion to,
Okay, I remember now, thank you.
through his death, they brought in 50 grand for scholarships. And on his deathbed, they talked to him, and he says he wants the money in total, and that's it. To a kid that's gonna go on to that type of field. So, anyway, can I proceed with this?
Yeah, I think we have to have, so if that's the direction you're going, then there needs to be a public hearing. Because we're dedicating. So we can post it.
I'm not opposed to any concept, certainly. We just, if there's a procedure that needs to happen,
Gotta
then
do
we
the due
gotta do it.
process. Sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna write up a dedication, some kind of,
Yeah, I wanna, if it's okay, I'd like to meet with the family and talk to them about it and see how they wanna do it, whether it's a sign, whether it's a tree, whether it's a plaque, whatever. And I want to do a dedication. He always wanted us to pay for the Calvin Ramsey band, it's the last band, the old home bands. And that,
so what I'm hearing is the board is in favor of it. I would say go ahead, gotta give it due process. You'll have to write something up,
Yeah.
have to have a public hearing.
No, you have to let them know, you have to have a public hearing in order to dedicate it. So we're in favor of it, so we're gonna propose it, but it still has to go.
So what's my next?
I'm not sure.
Well, you can talk with people, we need to come up with some dates, and then we can have a public hearing. But a proposal, is a dedication, is your next.
So
project.
what are you planning to do? What are you planning to say? Who's involved?
Yeah.
anything that's going to be constructed, added, you know, like you said, you mentioned a plaque, anything like that,
Yeah.
is part of the proposal.
Okay.
That proposal then we can take and during public hearing, right, make that proposal and, you know,
I should submit that to you guys.
Yes.
When we get public input, it's all.
and yeah, we'll seek public input.
Okay, nice.
And the public hearing can be as simple as having something like this at a selectmen's meeting.
Yeah,
We just call a public hearing, and if anybody is interested, they'll show up.
sounds good, thanks, guys. Just old business quickly, adult dodgeball into the 5th week. Beach monitor, we got 3 people interested. I called Granite State, I says, I'm looking for my ad. Gone through this paper 3 times. It was a month-long ad for beach monitor and swim instructor. And she got back to me, she goes, oh, I screwed up, I put it in the Plymouth. So it's gonna start this Thursday.
Did you get any applicants from Plymouth?
They're all from tough to go. But she's gonna start this Thursday, and it'll be 4 weeks. She's gonna charge me for 2. So, whatever. Concert, the sponsors.
That's the monitor. What about the swim instructor?
I did talk to one guy, Joe, used to be the team director up at Camp Sentinel. He's now the team director in Ossipee. He just got married. $25 an hour, 2 hours a day, 4 days a week for 3 weeks. Well, actually 6 weeks. It's not a bad little. So we might need the money, so I'm working with him too. So, and he'd be great. He does all our lifeguard training and stuff like that. So, well, hopefully we're gonna have swim lessons. The sponsors, right now, we need $5 grand, I only got $2 grand in. So I gotta start making some phone calls, and I'm setting out a secondary group to the smaller businesses I normally don't. But our winter concert starts this Saturday night here. Peter Heinrich is the first group, we go 4 weeks. Easter, I'm glad this melting is going on. Certainly it'll be a better Easter egg hunt up at Sentinel. I got a lady down the street doing 1,000 eggs. Camp Sentinel and one of our commissioners are doing the other 3,000 eggs. Then we got the golden eggs and jelly bean guests and that stuff. So we just hope for a good day and lack of snow. That's going to be Easter's early this year. So yeah. Sign-ups are going with the Tiny Type Soccer, Cornhole, CPR. We had our first Old Home Days training session. We had a pretty good turnout. We had 4 camps there. Library was there. Show guy was there. Our commissioners were there. And we got some good feedback. I know Camp Sentinel isn't going to do a religious ceremony that Saturday. We're still trying to get the road race there. The hikers might be doing a dinner. So we got some good feedback, especially from the camps. So our second meeting is next Wednesday at the library at 6 o'clock. So it's going to be a good Old Home Days, I think.
Good.
We're involved with the school with the Family Fun Day in May. Not trying to take that over. To me, it's boring what they do. It's not good. And we're trying to change the whole concept. So I'm meeting with Laura and them talk about that. We did get good feedback from the police and the fire on Bike Safety Day. We are going to do that. So that's it. I think that's it. That's all I have.
Bike safety, is that gonna be done at the school like they used to do?
I know it's gonna.
It's gonna be separate event?
No, it's gonna be at the fire station. Yeah. They used to do Bike to School Day. They don't do that no more because
So-
the kids don't have. But believe me, don't get me into it. You know. And the kids love that. The older kids bike to the beach. Police and them involved. Kids just can't ride bikes. It's not fair to them.
Is there, it's just thinking, with regard to bicycles, maybe consider having somebody there to help kids learn how to maintain their own bikes?
It's a good idea. Yeah.
Just somebody who can talk about oiling a chain, even if it's
Yeah.
only that.
How to check tire pressure?
How to check tire pressure.
That's a
You
good
know what I'm
idea.
saying? Something.
Yeah. No, simple things like that.
Yeah, even, I mean, anybody.
Yeah, I know that both chiefs are involved and they were happy about it, and Zach was behind it talking them forward, so they're in for that. That's it, guys, got a long day, huh? Thank you. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, take care.
All right.
Don't work too hard. That didn't take that long. Thank you. Look, it's fun.
Transfer station. Morning. This is just for the month of year today.
For the month of February, we billed 16,000, which billed us 16,675. We took in 3610, so overall cost was 13,065. That was for MSD and CE. I did some rough calculations on CD today before the meeting, where only the end of February on 4,000 behind. So let's we discuss these increases that are coming in active that they're already. And you'll see page 2. I did the single disposal of library and what we talked about 2 weeks ago, and it's 3 bundles, which is 100 square feet at 8 pounds bundle, 140 pounds times 15,000 pounds, and that's how you come out with. You can come out with weight or living systems. What it comes out to. So it brings us more in line with what we had talked about with weight and prices. It significantly changed the rate for singles. And then the CD, I did this supercarriage calculation. Yeah, you see I broke it down for a whole bunch of different vehicle configurations that we just forget. And it's everything's spelled out. And that was,
Now you're giving people some latitude. I mean,
yeah,
if the only trailer that they own is a 6x16 and they come in with a very small, you're going to judge it by based on what the load is, right?
I told the guys that this goes through, somebody has a 12-foot trailer, you know, these calculations are the watermark. If it's to the top of the sidewalks and it comes up like that, then you know, charging 23 bucks extra. If it's a little pile in the middle of the trailer, you know, we have to try to be fair, but we have to have this. It's like, and that's where they put down with the frequency and discuss maybe passing citizens. And I just put down $5 or $10 minimum. Somebody comes in with a 5-gallon bucket of tile, $5. Somebody comes in with their hatchback full of crap, that much. That seems fair and it seems like a minimum, you know. And the numbers that I have listed, you can see on the 4th page, it's kind of middle of the road pricing from this industry standard. You'll see that some charges are up to those $70, $80, the other some are down to $50. So I just went middle of the road. You know, so $30 to keep it going, it seems fair. And then the last page is just the original prices that we discussed.
So,
Well,
One of those Jeep things.
Yeah.
Jeep pickup trucks have a really, really short bed.
Yeah. So I just figured that a little tiny wood networks and a little refrigerators and stuff and a small for the stand that is 6 feet. That they
So we're gonna replace these prices on the last page.
well,
These.
these will replace these
Okay.
CD prices. The other prices you guys said you would look at probably will have to look here on the prices, but those are all in standards around here.
Yeah, because you're dropping item 13,
Yes,
12, 14, and 16 for trailers. 300 on this one here, the highest price is $215.
correct. Because we've been charging what we've said. And this is the actual yard calculation of these. So some of them did do but it's all calculated the same. So what went up for the single prices? Single prices were because they're heavy. We need to, at least in my view, we need to accommodate for the weakness of those which we haven't previously.
Right, because we're paying for 10 bricks, it's not.
Right. Well, we pay minimum, but it's when it's hard by the time. So we, get these things like which is heavy the bricks on the baggage. But if we get a half a container full of shingles, we might still be able to pack something in there, but it's really heavy. But construction containers have been monitoring, they're averaging 3-4 tons an ounce packed. So it really, the density depends on
8,000 pounds, that's what you got?
yeah, and some of them, because you can't get, somebody brings in, some week we'll get 3 couches.
Yeah.
And even though we can break it up, it's still full of foam. So,
Fluff.
yeah,
It's fluff.
if we could, have a container with foam and then put the shingle on top of it, it would
Maybe we can press
get compressed.
But that's not the way it works.
But,
right,
I think this is a start until we figure out what we're doing sales.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good idea to go and break this down a little bit more.
I feel like it would be a good idea to buy a scale. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it would be a great idea to buy a scale.
Well, also, I think I've commented enough on that in the past 5 years.
This is a good start. And we should probably have a public hearing on this at the next selectmen's meeting. Get these in play.
I'd recommend waiting till April 6th only to give a new board hopefully a meeting, right? Because you have a meeting on the
Yeah, and I'm not talking about the organizational meeting. I'm talking about the next full, normal selectmen's meeting.
Well, even that would be March 23rd.
Think that's too soon?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it all depends.
As soon as practical.
There you go. Any action on the solar? Are they done constructing?
The charge division this morning, they did the final straight down, the inclined that would go on. Waiting for art to come in, plug in the meters and get us the
We still have the fencing to do, right?
Fencing is currently being installed. I ran into a little issue with frost, but it wasn't necessarily the frost on the ground, but they couldn't get their machine down because of the snow. So it was sliding over the way.
You drilling it? The drilling
They're
holes?
pounding, they're one of those mad pounders. But it's, they're gonna post in, so now we just have to wait for some of the snow to melt, so they can get that side. But it's coming, they're putting a 20-foot access gate in. It's kind of far away, backside. It's a house for that, for the phone company. No, there was every room enough to maneuver in there. So I think in the future, we should probably think of putting some paper down and putting stone underneath those. Keep grass from growing up in the road.
It's gonna grow through anyway. Somebody's gonna have to mow that.
Yeah. I'm sure that we'll feel that it would probably look neater and it would help.
So the original deal with Revision was they were gonna train somebody up there at the transfer station and hook it up to your computer so that you can monitor it, see if anything happens.
Have they run the data line?
No, not in the office, and I haven't talked to ID. I said, oh, ID, see if there's any update.
Is it still Ivy, Audrey, or?
No, it's a new guy, Bobby.
But, well, I've been in contact with him too, but,
Yeah, Ivy's not there anymore.
oh,
I don't know if they're planning on hooking that through a network cable to your computer, or if they're doing it, the reporting remotely with like a cellular device.
yeah, I couldn't say that.
I don't know.
It wouldn't be a big deal for them to put, but maybe, anyway,
The network cable.
yeah, wireless.
Well, a cellular device is
That-
fine, I mean, it works, but that's an annual fee, another $400 a year that we have to pay for. Whereas if they tie it in to you,
Yeah. Well, we've got the conduit, they put the conduit under, it just means drilling a hole from an access box through the building.
so they put an extra conduit in, a smaller one for the network cable.
I've seen one out there, so I can't say what this for, but I'm sure it's 15 trips back.
Okay, might be a good idea to figure
Well,
that out.
there can access as well.
Yeah.
So, because we did sign up for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I imagine.
Maintenance agreement.
they're gonna wanna have access through our fiber optical.
Yeah, that would, they would want to be able to tap in with what they want and find it was. And co-op's probably worth running, check on it once in a while, get in there, and so that I'll check it out with.
There's something in the approvals for signing off of the co-op to monitor it.
That's for renewable energy credits,
Yeah,
which is a little different.
okay.
So we have started getting bills by waste management for the street fund. However, every 3 months we'll be able to send that us in to get reimbursed from the surcharge. So,
What surcharge? Fuel surcharge?
for solid waste, so the state put into effect a surcharge to haul trash to waste management. But they also put into effect a reimbursement process for towns. So if those persons, they charge $30 per can for a surcharge, the dump, the state's reimbursing us $30. So it's
We paid the $30 to,
in our bill.
So we pay it to Waste Management and
We thought a form to be yes, requesting money back. So I can look at bank on this town's not
Yeah.
filing forms.
Yeah, I don't understand why they're doing this. Dude, are you aware of this?
Mm-mm. First I've heard.
Yeah. So it's, and we just, I sent an email, the ladies, we got a surcharge from Waste Management for $150 for a dig out. I said, I went, so I immediately went to the contract and didn't, no, we had no, nothing in the contract that specifies dig out charge or even what that is. But it was on a bill for $150. So is it, if they're up here digging out our bins, so that's something we need to do a little more research on, but we're not paying it until we find out what it is.
Good lord.
They usually take pictures.
so
And everything, I mean, if they wanted to buy something, because they had to come out and do work, I would understand it, but we've got guys that plow, gym plows, and our contract doesn't specify to get charged. So, and
Yeah, I got what? Check the invoice, because a lot of times, they tried doing that to me up in the county, a different charge, but, no, I contested it, and
we can probably look for a fuel surcharge.
correct.
Yeah.
So
That will be coming.
let's make sure we monitor when it goes in, because prices are gonna drop at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not gonna
so
stay
that
the
we
way it
can, so we can reverse that, 'cause it goes both ways, they don't just go.
Yeah, as soon as I see that, no, that, because that's newly on the bill as well. Says it on, and it's spelled out, so won't be different. When it's that.
all right, and everybody's punching in and out now?
So, yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yes, yes, it's not a pretty, if you've had the chance to look at any of the time cards, it's not a pretty process, but
I know it's
yeah,
not.
they're getting it.
Once they get it, one gets down to rote and just doing it.
Yeah, and it's hard to, because everybody's still in the old mood, so guys will show up and I catch them 15 minutes later, damn, got the punch in. So I did this morning, but it's getting better.
if there's, you remember that if there's any changes on the time card, they have to initial those changes.
Yeah, well, I've been in this, if something happens, I put it together.
No, that's fine, but they have to initial
They
their own
have
time
to.
card.
Okay,
They have.
They have to acknowledge it.
put a punch.
Yeah, you can acknowledge it too, but they have to.
Okay.
It's their time card, not yours.
I'll make sure it happens if this goes happen.
Yeah.
Well, that, well, looking for next answers,
We'll know a lot tomorrow night.
probably.
All right. All right, thank you.
Yeah, it's ours. Not hers.
Oh, okay. Well,
Consent calendar. We have two contract agreements that we tabled last time we met. The San Souci contract for the utility poles,
Assessment.
utility assessment, yes, and maintenance proposal from CAI for the tax map maintenance. The only thing I didn't see in these contracts that I would have liked to have seen was an out, like a 30-day out, but these are both short-term contracts.
One of them is 4 years, isn't it?
They're annual, aren't they not?
I think they're annual.
The San Souci one went to 29, so 3 years.
Left.
You're right, 3 years. Yeah, again, I didn't
They're
see
effectively
that.
the only company that does it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, a lot of alternatives, or any alternatives.
Kind of handcuffed us then?
Well, somebody else can go with business and do it, they just don't.
Lots of times, not just that.
Well, we've got a contract for the tax map maintenance,
That's
for,
it. Thanks.
I'm gonna move the tax map maintenance contract for, CAI, $3,700 plus, additional $20 per change.
Second for discussion,
Okay.
that's what we should, maybe, because that $20 change is paid by the changer. In other words, if some structure changes, that change to the tax map, $20 fee has to be
How do we mechanically do that?
through the code enforcement officer.
Okay, does he know that?
I don't know if we talked to him about it.
He will, between him and our tax collector,
Right.
that needs to be noticed, but it doesn't effectively change the contract.
But
It's just,
no.
it's something.
It
we have
wouldn't
to
be
do
taxes.
internally. Huh?
It wouldn't be taxes at all.
Well, it's a tax map. Jackie's involved in tax maps.
No,
That she wouldn't be able to charge anyone on the tax bills or anything. This would be
through
if they,
permitting.
right, if they had a permit to
Right.
build a structure, a deck,
Right,
Okay.
that makes sense.
So I've seconded.
Any discussion? Further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
probably a conversation should happen with Rod when he goes out to do the assessment and how that,
See, I think you
because he's the one who initiates the map changes.
have to, right, that would initiate the map page, but to collect the $20.
Would be at the beginning with permitting.
Yeah, it's gonna be the permitting.
And the next one's the San Souci contract for our utility pole. Taxation. Fixed fee of $8,400 per year for 3 years. I'll make that a motion. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
That also includes any negotiations or litigation with the assessment. In the past, had long-term litigation over the utilities wanting to bring their cash value of their asset down to zero, even though the asset's still fully functional and standing on the side of the road. That was the last one.
And I think that comes out of legal. I wonder if it should come out of assessing. It should be a line item there.
This should,
Yeah.
yeah. But- Oh, it's.
So it's in a different line right now? San Souci? Yeah,
It's illegal.
yeah, that should.
And that may have happened because of those lawsuits.
And we have 2 standard judge and fill applications.
One of them's out of Texas. LLC out of Texas.
Oil.
We have to sign.
No, it's really just
That's the one. That's the application.
Understood.
What?
Understood.
Officer.
They don't actually say what they're doing, but it looks like a garage maybe? Doesn't say on the thing.
It
what
does,
it's for.
garage.
Where does it say that?
Type of occupancy use.
Garage.
Oh, okay. Usually they put a note,
Right.
usually they say what it is they're doing.
No, that's Heckman's house. His driveway moved from Dane Road over to Ridgefield. When they finished up Ridgefield, it used to be Dane Road. I guess my address must have changed. And our consent calendar, we have a request from New Hampshire Lakes. We donated to them annually. We tabled this from last Selectmen's meeting, so they're looking for a donation. I would entertain a motion.
For how much?
I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we donate $100 to New Hampshire Lakes.
Awesome.
Seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
But come out and give some donations.
Just some donations. Right. So we're going to discuss the warrant articles for the town meeting. We're going to do that later. Review of code of conduct policy.
That's for later.
That's related to open audit RFP submissions.
There's 3 of them in front of you. Well, 2 and a no bid.
Yeah. I'll leave this one.
Is our 2024 audit been completed and
It's
finalized?
in third party review.
How long does that take?
He said he's asked for it quickly, so I'll check in.
Well, we don't want to rush and we want to do it right.
Right, but we also have to beat our deadline. Your deadline for deadline for submission, we have 30 days, right?
This one.
Three copies. Yeah.
We, really recognize our senior pages.
Yeah, it's gonna have to go through them and vet them.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
They only went in for work at some point.
Right. But as far as the bid opening, we've got one from Matt Hunt, CPA, CPAS Consultants. It's a 3-year term. Year 1, $59,000. Year 2, $61,250. Year 3, $63,500. One copy. We have one from Cherry Beckert. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that properly. Scott Anderson of Cherry Beckert. term. Year one, $60,000. Year two, $63,000. And year three, $66,150. It's good to see they're consistent.
Yeah, they're also 45,000 more than budgeted.
45,000 more? Ouch.
Was that it, just two?
And then the letter from our current auditor saying they're not bidding again.
Their price was in the $25,000 range? What you're saying?
Like 12.
Well, good race not to bid. Along with all the others.
Okay. Turn these over to you for review and recommendation. Posting of the roads we did. Williams Lot survey.
Can you check with conservation if they paying for handbook to survey that Williams law?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yeah, Vicky was on vacation though. So she asked at the town. So you don't have to sign anything on that consent. You just need to vote.
No, I'm just looking for the Williams Lot survey. I'm not seeing.
No, it's just a handbook agreement.
Okay. However, we do have to give Vicky authorization from the Conservation Commission to execute documents that may be necessary for the contract between the town of Tuftonboro and the New Hampshire DES for the Aquatic Resources Mitigation Fund grant, which I believe we did with Steve last time around. So I'm going to make a motion to accept and authorize Vicky Seletsky, Chair of the Tuftonboro Conservation Commission, to execute any documents which may be necessary for the contract between the town of Tuftonboro and the New Hampshire Department of Environmental Services for the Aquatic Resources Mitigation Fund grant.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
So I'll say that you did that and then Cammy will notarize it.
Okay. Would you rather I wait and sign it in front of her?
You're not signing it.
I'm not signing it.
You just made a motion and voted.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't have to sign. We don't have to sign
Right,
anything.
right. But you should have the Williams Lot survey there.
Mutual indemnity agreement. This.
New Hampshire Electric.
That's the next thing.
Oh, it's the Williams. Estimated cost for the survey work on the Williams property, $7,500. And again, who's paying for this?
The Conservation Commission out of their fund.
So I'll make a motion that we authorize $7,500 for the survey of the Williams Family Trust Lot.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Yeah, New Hampshire Electrical Co-op, mutual indemnity agreement. Let's try to read what it's for. I think it's just,
You got it. I think we have to sign.
I think it's just a free agreement between them and us that we're not gonna sue them, they're not gonna sue us.
Right, for the intricate out. Yeah, I'll make a. We're an eligible member in Shannon. So this is just on that. So I'll make a motion that we have the chairman sign it.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Renewable energy certificate instructions.
Yeah, I'm not sure you need to sign it today. Because I think we need to have a little more information about it.
Yeah, I'd like to have a chance to read this today. Correspondence. The month. Looks like our our assessor was audited, and it's hard to tell, but I don't think there's anything outstanding in it. There's 12 random reports in here, and some notes, but I don't see any notation of any.
I had a conversation with DRA about it, and they picked 12 properties to go out and look at, and then there is a scoring of 1 or 2 if you look at the first page. So if she found something, like there was only one property there that had several items where the assessor should go out and take another look because her measurements of a deck were larger or a shed were larger. And she said sometimes this occurs after he's maybe gone and done his thing, and then they've gotten a permit and added a deck and he hasn't been back out.
Nothing substantial.
Nothing substantial, because I asked her, how do I read this? Is this okay? So she really felt that just the one property would take another look.
So it's a pretty good score then.
Yeah.
So it was a within spec, so to speak.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a recall notice. It appears to be our truck,
Yeah, I did send that to Jim too.
a dump truck.
I forgot to mention it to him.
And a notice of fraud being conducted in the paving industry. Okay. Be aware, fraud is everywhere. Correspondence, town administrator, update.
Yeah, the contract for the painter came in. Where is it? So is Certifro, and it just came in, so you can get that going. And then this was a contract that was previously done, and the work's pretty much done. If I can just get a signed one for the file, that'd be great.
And we already awarded this. We just
Yeah, it's awarded, that's just the contract. So it's initials on each page and then the fact sheet. Signature too, I wouldn't worry about initial on every page. It's basically completed now.
Oh, no, you need mine.
Oh yeah, just yours, yeah. I think the only one who followed instructions last time. So basically, town report got completed, and now I'm digging out and getting back into regular things. And Ashley and I had just pulled out doing the Wolfboro contract again. That came back up to the top, and we'll schedule public hearings and see who's on the board next.
Now, our next meeting is
You had called one for Monday for,
organizational.
yeah, that's just going to be like a work stuff.
Yes.
Really all I have right now.
All right. Selectmen's updates. Really?
Good.
Yeah, that's really a good update. We've all aware of what each other have been doing the last couple of weeks. Any other business? All right, and we
Did
don't.
you want to go into a non-meeting to review legal response?
Yeah, I mean, we've taken care of all of our business except for we have to talk about
Divvying up the
divvying
warrant.
up the warrant articles.
Yeah.
And
Well, we're not adjourning.
no, we're not adjourning. We're reset. We're going to recess. We're going to go over this conflict of interest policy, code of conduct. Did I see that somewhere?
We can.
We call ours code of ethics and conflict of interest are all kind of the same. So
How does this start coming up? Is it required for something that we're doing?
it was mostly just a revisit to make sure we're good with it. Yeah, and then I have probably in another meeting some changes to the personnel policy, things like that. Just make sure they get reviewed.
It's a good idea to review policies every year, make sure that they're up to date.
So we're starting with a little short, getting the roll.
Okay.
And it would be nice next Monday to do, a Board of Selectmen kind of rules of procedure too. That incorporate the requesting of a meeting, how long the public get to talk, things like that. Just some guidelines, not set in stone.
We have that already, don't we?
No, we're gonna finalize it. So I think
Do we have a draft?
a new board. Finalize it.
We do have a draft?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think we should take a break for
That's good.
10 minutes.
Oh.
All right, we're back from our brief recess, and we've taken care of all the formal business that we need to do today. But we have some work session items that we're going to go into, so we're going to recess the formal selectmen's meeting and go into a work session. I'm not going to record anything for the work session, but there certainly will be minutes available. All right?
You have a second?
Oh,
That wasn't a motion, but I can make it a motion. I'll make it a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.